I am sitting here with Gussy van Berkum, who was imprisoned by the Japanese in 1942. She was in a concentration camp. She was liberated, though, in August 23rd, 1945. Many of her papers and her photographs are going to be in The Hague, which is in Holland, coming up for the anniversary. This is a great story. Tell us about, I guess you were 12 years old, is that right, when you were imprisoned?
When the Japanese started interning us, they were there before. And after Singapore fell, within a week they were over. Everything was taken.
And you were in Indonesia, is that right?
Indonesia, this was Jakarta. There was at that time not called Jakarta, but it was called Batavia. Take enough clothes with you for a week. Well, you don't need much clothes in the tropics, but anyway, we packed for a week and they bought a teddy bear, and the Japs let that go through. They understood that was the child's toy. And we got moved and settled and said, well, you have that room and we have that room. Per room, per family. So we were 5 of us, so it was kind of crowded. We were together the whole time until my father left, and which was maybe 4 weeks after we were in camp. So they figured, you're all settled now, and now the men go to work. So the men were put back to work, to wherever they were working. And we were just in a stupid camp, and one doctor for 5,000 people. So it was really tough. We are moving like it's nothing. All those people, in the middle of the night, it wasn't even light yet, get in the truck, go to the station, get in the train, in the dark, because it was still dark, and no light. Everybody had to work. I did some pretty heavy work because it paid the most. And I could smuggle some cigarettes from my mother sometimes. So I took the heavy loads, like emptying trains.
Wow.
With big gunny sacks of rice, which we never saw. But it was there to cook a little bit, a teaspoon or something in a big pot. I was an old woman at age 15. At that camp we had one more move, and that was in the same town, so it wasn't a whole day affair. But it was in another area with a big kitchen, heated with wood. That last camp was very hard on everybody because by that time we were all sick. Sometimes a piece of chicken was in the soup. They threw whatever they could find in that water. So it was awful. And I think of it happened. You could eat it, but you were so hungry. That never leaves me. That feeling never leaves me. And the feeling of hunger and of the deprivation. Today to the kids, you don't know what hunger is. And they don't, thank God. Thank God they don't know.
So then tell us what happened when you guys were liberated. Tell us about that whole situation.
Well, that was something for a movie. It was, I still get goosebumps from it. Because for no reason that we knew of, because we had no news from the outside, we were called, I think it was 11 o'clock at night. It was very dark anyway, everybody was asleep. General alarm, assemble in the square. There was one huge square, like the size of a football field. And everything was done there, everything official. So we had to stand in line, number again, and then we heard planes. And planes we never saw, not there, because it was an isolated area. And they had red, white, and blue on the wings. Ooh! Can you imagine being in prison all those years and looking up in the sky and seeing your own planes? They flew over the camp and because they knew of the meeting, because they had so much information from spies.
Now these planes were actually Australian, but they painted them like Dutch, color, so you knew.
The bottom, the wings.
Wow.
wearing red, white, and blue. So everybody started crying because the commander said, I hereby announce to you that this war is over. It's over. You're free to go where you want to go and eat what you want to eat. Where? We didn't have a penny. We couldn't go buy something. But the result was that the next day we had food. We had regular bread and we had stuff to put on it. We got on board of the ship to be evacuated to Holland because everybody was evacuated. All the people that have been in camp were evacuated.
You came to the United States in your 20s with your children. How does it feel now? You know, you've been free.
Scary, yeah, free but scary, because it was our last money, and he had to buy a car, and we had to pay rent, and he had to wait a month to get his salary. So that was very scary.
Tell us what freedom means to you.
Breathing without pain, because you always have pain in your heart of the situation, and there's nothing you can do for it or about it. You know, I couldn't tell the Japs to get out, so you just have to accept it, and that is painful.
Well, Gussy, this means a lot. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.